Homeless Tutorials. Control your own reality.
What's up guys, Calero here with Homeless Penthouse, and today I'm here to give you guys another tutorial on editing. Today we're going to be using Adobe Photoshop. If you guys are not familiar with the software, it is a pretty good editing software if you guys are graphic designers or anything, or if you just want to use it for editing photos, but that is not the best. This, I would personally say, is not the best software to edit photos with, but you can, it is possible. I am not a professional in Photoshop. I know like the bare minimum, I would say, but I do know a little bit, and hopefully I can teach you guys something today. I will be going over some of my favorite settings in Photoshop, or the ones that I just use the most often with my design work. I don't use Photoshop to edit photos at all. I just use it to strictly do design work because that's what it's best for. So I'm gonna open Adobe Photoshop 2020. Basically, I'm gonna create a new template. This is the template I use the most often. When you do use Photoshop, it will save your most used templates, or just in general, I think it just saves your templates that you already make. So it will be there if you ever decide to use it again. Basically, you just put in the height and the width and the resolution. For printing purposes only, if you're graphic designing things for printing purposes, like on products and stuff, the best resolution to use is 300, just to make sure your design is the most crisp version of it, basically. But we're gonna go ahead and start it. This is the template I will be using today. I'm not gonna be really designing anything, just gonna be going through the tools and showing you guys how they work and what you can do with them pretty much. So this is my template I'm gonna use, and the first tool that I'm gonna go over today is the move tool. The move tool basically just helps you move things around from in the image. Within the image you can move stuff around, and if you want to move other images onto other images. So I'll show you guys an example of that. So this is the image I'm going to use. We're going to go back to our template and click on image, and I'm going to go to image rotation and turn it so it's horizontal instead of vertical. And I'm going to use the move tool to move this image onto the other one. So just going to click it and drag it pretty much to here, and then boom. Now, I'm going to teach you guys a little quick trick, keyboard shortcut kind of. To make this image fit the template itself, we're going to click it and hit Command T, and that should transform your image that you just brought over from the other. And I'm going to stretch it out so it fits. And then I'm just going to hit Enter, and boom, there you go. The image is transformed. That's basically how you just use the move tool. Pretty simple and quick. The next tool I'm going to go over is the quick selection tool. Now what the quick selection tool does, it just helps you make selections by following the edges of the image. So if you just want to select a small part of the image you're working on to edit for whatever reason, you can with this tool. With this quick select tool, I'm going to click his glasses frame, and you guys see it has selected that. And sometimes it needs a little bit of help. It's not going to get it on the first try. If you do go outside the line, you can just like undo what you've done by hitting Command C, and it will go back on the error you just made. Yeah, so that's pretty much the quick selection tool. And then the next tool I'm going to move over, I'm going to show you guys while I'm still doing this. I'm going to click the brush tool. It's pretty much just a paintbrush. You can select whatever color you want. As today, you guys see I have orange on my palette. Will not color outside of what you have selected. So this is a good tool for like coloring things in that are small details. You guys see what that did. This isn't the greatest. That is basically just how you use that tool. The next tool that I will be using is the dropper tool. It's called the eyedropper tool, but I call it the dropper tool. This helps you select colors out of an image that you're already working on, or if you just want to select a color out of an image that you have on your computer. I'm just going to select this little khaki thing so you can see, you guys see on the top, it's that color. So now if I wanted to, I can select the brush tool and just paint with that color, or it's going to make me paint inside the quick. Sorry guys, I'm going to paint inside the quick selector. But yeah, you guys see what I'm saying? The dropper tool just picks up colors for you guys. The next tool we have is the spot healing tool. Now this tool does just pretty much removes blemishes or just heals an area. It can smooth it out for you guys as well. So I'll show you guys. You see on his forehead he has like these wrinkles. I'm gonna see if it'll let me smooth that out just by like using it. It's like a little paintbrush. I was a little close to the glasses on the image, so it kind of filled it with that. But I'm pretty sure we can get rid of that. as you guys can see, all the wrinkles are gone off that side of his forehead, but this is not the best editing. It's just me showing you guys how the tools work. The erase tool basically just erases. It's an erase tool. We have a template behind this image, so if I erase anything, it's gonna turn white because I have a white template behind it. Now mind you, if you don't have anything behind your image, there isn't layers built up, you're just working on the background layer, it will turn into that Photoshop invisible thing. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a checkerboard print. The next tool I'll be working with is the text tool. This basically allows you to add any type of text to any design that you're working on. We're gonna add a text box. I'm gonna do this in the GTA font that I ripped off the internet. So you guys can see. What am I gonna turn it? Just almost turn it off. You guys see it's in white. We're gonna use the move tool to move this, just so you guys can see it a little bit more. The text tool typically types horizontally, but you also can basically just transform your text to rotate it. So what you're gonna do is click on the text and hit Command T again, and this will transform it for you, and then you'll be able to rotate it however you want it to be, vertical, horizontal, upside down, whatever you want it to basically be. You can do that with the move tool and the transform keyboard trick. The next tool I'll be going over is the lasso tool. It is a tool that helps you select the edges of the image and basically just cut it out kind of as well, but it just works by selecting the edges of an image. And it's kind of like a magnet. So I'm basically gonna cut this block out of here and move it somewhere else with this tool. Just gonna click the edge, and you don't have to keep clicking it. Like after this, you can just move it with your mouse, and it will cut the edges out for you guys. As you guys can see, it's just sticking to the edges. If you guys make a mistake, you can just hit delete on your keyboard, and it will delete the last little magnetic squares on the edge. So as you guys can see, the outline is like dotted. Now that you see that it is outlined, we're gonna go back to our move tool, and I'm gonna move the Glock over to the other image. So you guys see it really just cut it out for you. Boom, now there's a Glock on this image. If you wanna make this bigger, Command T is your best friend. You're just gonna transform it. Big ass gun. The next tool that I'm going to use is the magic erase tool, and this basically just erases a whole similar color area with one click. So this, okay, you guys see, hopefully this works. Bingo. That is how the magic eraser tool works. That is the easiest way to do that. Yeah, I could have did that on the other image if you guys want to see me do that real quick. If it'll let me. Hold on, let's Command Z that. Okay, we're gonna see what this magic erase tool let me do. Yeah, I can just create this into a Photoshop file by making the whole background invisible with the magic erase tool. The next tool I'm going to be using is the magic wand tool. Now this typically selects whole areas. It's kind of like the quick select tool, but it's not. It's the magic wand tool. But basically it just helps you select parts of the image that are similar in color, or they are the same color. So like with this image, you could use the quick select tool. I'm just going to use the quick wand tool, and you see how it easily selects the whole entire background in the center part. I'm going to use the paint tool just to show you guys that it really is like this. So I'm going to turn it all the way up so we can easily fill this background space. Boom. Simple, easy, quick. Okay, and the last tool I'm going to be using today is called the pattern stamp tool. This tool helps you stamp patterns in whichever way you want to on your design. Today I'm going to be using the pink babe camo, and I'm going to basically fill in the whole background with that. First, we're going to use the magic wand tool first before I do this step. Magic wand tool, we're going to select the entire background, and then I'm going to switch back over to our pattern stamp tool. And this is pretty, my brush is turned all the way up, but how you guys would select that is just here if you have like patterns. So now I'm just going to fill this whole background in, as you guys can see. So yeah, you basically just color it in, and boom. You now learn how to use the pattern stamp tool. Just to make sure everything is darkened. Alright, then I'm going to use the magic wand tool one more time to select this center part right here. And we're going to switch back over to our pattern stamp tool. And fill that part in. So that's pretty much how you use all of my favorite tools, or what I find most valuable. Hopefully some of you guys can take things from this video and use it in your day-to-day work if you are a graphic designer or you're trying to be, aspiring to be.
Homeless tutorials. Control your own reality.